Hi, my name is Jenny.
And my name's Eury.
It's 2022, the year of feeling at home. And it's the year of the bunny rabbit, at least for us here on the Conscious Cuppa podcast.
Hello, Brew Crew, and welcome back. It's season 3, episode 6. And we've got a question for you. What has visiting the relatives, going to a party, and getting that job got to do with bunny rabbits?
Those furry friends, the ones with the big ears and the big teeth, they're here to help us understand how this universe supports us from the thought to the thing, from wanting it to being it, from having a desire to its natural fulfillment.
Over the course of 13 episodes, we'll be discovering the mind-blowing roadmap that works 24/7. So whether you need a new bike, a new car, or even a new caravan, we've got a tip for you.
Whether you want to take a helicopter trip, maybe you want to take a rocket to the moon, or whether you want to run faster, the Bunny Rabbit Solution has a tip for you.
We really love hearing from you, so please send in your beautiful mugshots, your answers, your questions, your suggestions on Twitter at ConsciousCuppa or email us consciouscuppa@gmail.com. That's ConsciousCuppa.
And we've got visuals this season. We're on Spotify and YouTube. If you're not there already, click on the link in the description and it will take you there.
There's some treats there for you, trust me. And Brew Crew, stay tuned to the very end of the show for an Akan Easter egg. Get yourself some Ghanaian wisdom. But for now, we invite you to grab a brew, take a pew, and let's make the impossible come true.
What have we got?
We have a gifted tea this week.
We have a gifted tea from Miss Q. She does some of our compilations, the music compilations, which you can find on our Conscious Cuppa channel on YouTube. She's given us some Indian masala chai tea in a fantastic box.
It's beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful box with an elephant on top. The elephant is a symbol of Christ, and I think that symbol also comes from the Fibonacci spiral, because if you look at it properly, you'll see that the spiral looks like an elephant.
If you have a look on our YouTube, you'll see a picture that Jenny has created of 2 kissing elephants with the Fibonacci in it. It's beautiful.
Yes.
Hanging on my wall.
So there's elephants, masala chai, and you've got some cookies, and we've got some of these lovely sugary candy stick things that you use.
So Nasheen has gifted us some Lebanese biscuits, and we went to a Lebanese restaurant recently, and there's this crystallized sugar stick.
Yeah.
So you'll see a picture of that as well. Absolutely delicious.
Let's pour.
Got a beautiful deep reddish brown colour, quite tea colour. These biscuits are very buttery, but they've got a very interesting taste. Let's see if Jenny can work it out.
It looks like it's got
pistachio on the top, yeah. It's got some sort of spice, or...
Is it cardamom?
I think so.
I'm really guessing here.
Yeah, I think mine needs a bit more brewing.
You reckon?
Yeah.
It's really dark.
Yeah, it is. I love chai. Masala chai.
Oh, look. I'm dripping tea all over my trousers. This stirring the sugar thing.
It's great, isn't it?
Lovely. I like it.
It's going to get very sweet if you leave that in there.
Good. Those biscuits are really dense.
Yeah.
A bit moist. Really lovely.
Mm.
We hope you got something wonderful in your cup, your glass, your flask.
Cheers.
So here's what we do. This season we're sharing the roadmap of life, the one that works 24/7, 365. So whether you're rich or poor, whether you're up or down, whether you're in or out, whether you know it or not, it's working for you.
It's a pattern, an unfolding spiral, and that's been called the Fibonacci Sequence. It's in the beauty of the ocean wave, the majesty of the cosmos, and the design of the winding shell. And it's reflected in us all, in every human being, shaping and defining our physical bodies. The universal spiral is a path that nature herself builds with you to lift you out of wanton pain and into ease and delight.
We're going to be travelling along this spiritual path as it unfolds through 7 obvious steps, each numbered according to the Fibonacci sequence from 0 to 13. And there are also 7 hidden steps which we'll be touching on as well. We take the 7 steps and the 7 hidden ones, look at their original meanings and let them tell us an unfolding story. Each number tells you a chapter of the story, and each chapter lets you know where you are along the path, what to do next, what to avoid, how to go forward to proceed and succeed.
The story begins whenever an idea comes to you. Maybe it's a need, a wish, a want, a dream, a desire. It always comes as a gift into your heart and mind, helping you discover the creative power that we each have within us. Here on the podcast, we'll be looking at some seemingly impossible, challenging ideas, needs and dreams, and how to accomplish these on the journey into the forbidden and unconscious realms of possibility.
And that's where the invisible work begins, inside that forbidden forest, your brain, as you create a new reality for you to experience as a gift to yourself. And then wait. Really wait. Until,
pop!
Out of the blue, you encounter your dream come true. The thought has become a thing, the idea has materialized, maybe as a person, an encounter, an experience, an object.
Before we go any further, we ask you to take a look around you. Take a good look. Can you see any object that wasn't once imagined? Big or small, vast, tiny, ideas follow the path of growth from thought to thing. Your ideas are no exception. So pick one idea and let's get in the lift of life.
It's time for Magic Minute. That's the time it takes to go up in an elevator 13 floors and down again. And this week's episode is all about the step for the number 3. Number 3 in the Hebraic language is gimel, which means camel. And what do you use a camel for?
Transporting goods, transporting yourself, going on a journey across a desert.
A journey, that's the key word. And we're going to use the word quest in particular, because quest has the quality of question. We're going to be asking ourselves questions about what it is exactly we want.
I just want to interject for a second. Because actually my son's away at the moment. And he's in a place that has camels. And he's very likely to go up the side of a volcano on a camel, as I did when I was a kid. Just wanted to share that with you.
Yeah. So the camel we use for travelling. So it's symbolic of leaving the house and going on this quest. So we're going to do the lift of life with your idea. Hopefully you've been taking this idea with you along the way that we've been going from 0 when the idea arrived, through the idea being entertained because you like this idea. You're going to stick with this one, baby. And then you've been checking to see if your house can accommodate it. And if it's a really big idea, maybe your house needs a bit of an adjustment. Maybe the ideas that you've grown up with say that you shouldn't really be entertaining this idea. It's not really what we do in this house. And if that is the case, there are lands beyond your comfort zone, your normal house, that will say, actually, yes, you can have this idea. So that's what number 3 is all about, is going on this quest, this journey to find where this idea feels at home for you.
Lovely.
But let's take the word journey and quest. Now, I see that you've gone against Rocket.
I have.
You found something else.
Yeah, I found free thesaurus that does a mind map for us.
She's been online.
Yeah.
She's not doing the old flicking through paper.
I don't have Rocket. You've got Rocket. I needed my own thing.
I got Rocket. I can get you a Rocket.
Get me a Rocket, baby.
I can get you a Roger's thesaurus.
Yeah.
I've changed my idea about us going up and then coming down.
Yes.
I think I get a little bit distracted once I've heard the official terms. So we're going to do the brainstorm first.
Great.
In terms of quest and journey. So we need a minute on the clock.
I can do that.
My sugar's gone. It's all melted. This is going to be super sweet now.
Yeah, it is.
It's probably the amount of sugar I used to have as a kid.
Yeah.
Which is just crazy. So the minute's ready?
Yeah. The minute is ready.
And the spiky thing, the spiky mind map, the manual version.
Oh my goodness.
Let's
get it sorted.
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
And the lift doors are closing now. And
so the first thing that comes to mind actually is question.
Yeah, me too. Question. Curiosity. That's what leads me to go on a quest.
So can we put lead?
I think lead is more to do with number one, the ox. So what's to do with journey into one's imagination?
Movement.
Movement, great.
So there's lots of words associated with movement that I think I'll put in.
Discovery.
Yeah.
I would say hope. Like you're hoping that there is something beyond your house, those house walls.
So there's a Native American Indian concept of being help me out, Jenny, the people that go out from the village to discover.
Like a scout?
A scout.
Okay.
So are we ready to look at our dictionary, thesaurus? Oh, I've got Roget on here.
That's too easy. You've got to do your really searching with the paper Roget.
I'm okay with that.
So a minute.
Right.
Going down, and the lift doors are closing now.
So we've got search.
Search. Yep.
What have you got, Jenny?
I've got pursuit.
Pursuit. Okay.
What else have you got?
I've got expedition.
Ooh.
What have you got?
I've got hunt.
Oh gosh. Okay. So I've got voyage. So I think I'll put that under expedition.
I've got analyze.
Analyze.
Yeah.
I've got crusade.
Ooh, go on.
And I've got one I really like, which is exploration.
Go on then.
Have you got one?
I have reconnaissance. That's a big one. Reconnaissance.
I'm not even sure that's still spelt right. Apologies if it's not, guys. Sorry.
Okay, so that's quite a bit. I didn't even go into the word journey, which comes under things like travel, outing, excursion, tour, pilgrimage, course, tread a path.
So Jenny, can you tell us about this number 3 on the Fibonacci sequence and this journey, this quest we're on at this point? What's happening?
What's happening is we're at the end of the first section.
Okay.
We've got the idea.
Yeah.
We like the idea.
We do.
We said, come in, sit down, have a cup of tea.
Masala chai.
And then we said, not sure quite how we're going to fit everything in here, so I need to go on the journey. This is where we're at, number 3. We're going on a quest. And we have a particular question we need to ask ourselves, which basically is, what if? And it goes back to a Holy Grail question that Neville Goddard would often ask or posit in his lectures, which is, what would it be like if I was now the person that I wanted to be?
Yeah.
So when you were back in the house and you wanted this idea to be true, if there was something saying that, well, you can't, well, this is the place beyond the walls of that limitation, those restrictions that say, well, what if I was actually? Something is saying I can't, but well, what if I was?
Yeah.
What would that be like?
And it's definitely that curiosity we were talking about.
Yes.
It's that experiment, it's that experience, it's that expedition, isn't it?
It's the child who says, what if I could fly? Everybody's saying, don't be stupid, humans can't fly. But the child is like, well, what if I could fly? What would that feel like? So what if I did have the job? What if I did have the relationship? What if I did have, and you put in whatever it is that's important to you.
Yeah.
So important that you're willing to leave your house, willing to leave your old beliefs and go into a scenario that would prove not that what would it be like, but how would it be if I already did it?
Yeah. I think this just so speaks of getting married. It's that lying on your bed, imagining lying in bed with your husband or wife.
Yeah.
And having your own home and, you know, having your own money. And I definitely did that as a teenager. So I think for me, that really comes in as a teenager. You begin to do that and fantasize. But we're talking about bringing that into reality. We're talking about using your imagination and completely giving yourself over to it.
I like that you use the word marriage, because this is the part where you're about to go on your first date. This is the part where you're not quite engaged, you're not married, but you've liked this so much that you're willing to go out on a limb. And you're also at a precipice, because there is a gap between 3 and 5 on this spiral, where number 4 would normally live.
Yeah.
So in a way, you're at one side of a valley on one hill, and on the other hill is the land, this promised land of where it would have all come true. Stop the podcast. It's time for a Neville Nugget.
Woohoo! What you got? What you got, Jenny?
What you got? Let's have a look. I think it's my turn to choose.
Okay. What number would you like?
I'm going to have number 10, please.
So, become aware of what you are thinking, and you will recognize a law between your mood and your surrounding circumstances.
Ooh.
Become aware of what you are thinking, and you will recognize a law between your mood and your surrounding circumstances.
That takes a kind of spending time with yourself, listening to your going quiet and listening, meditation.
But also it's about this feeling, this mood you're in, and checking it.
Yeah.
Checking in.
Okay, on with the podcast. To keep using analogies, you're about to set the scene at number 3.
Yeah.
You're about to prepare the stage for all the actors before you actually go on stage. Hopefully this is all making sense to you, and maybe the visuals on YouTube will help. But you're about to write a scene that implies that your desire has been fulfilled. So this is why the question, what would it be like if I was now the person I wanted to be, is important. Your mind is going to help you construct a scene. It doesn't have to be a big scene. It doesn't have to be Hollywood. It just has to be school play. All the bare necessities of what it would imply. For example, if you wanted a new job, what implies you have your new job?
What would imply is me coming home from my first day and probably telling a friend, a loved one, a family member about my first day, saying,
okay, yeah, good. And keep it simple, really simple.
It could even be getting my first wage packet.
Okay, even better. Because you coming home doesn't necessarily mean you have proof that you've got the job. You want something that you can engage with at number 5. So when you're constructing this scene, you're constructing the scene that you're going to enact, that you're going to play as an actor, as the starring role when you get to number 5. So you're writing that at this moment. What would it be like? How can I prove that I've already got the job? You might be where you're sitting at this new job. It might be the wages that you get. Maybe you have to look up on your phone to see your wages. But that might be the scene that you're enacting. It might be the handshake. It might be signing off the contract.
Or it might be the coming home, like I said, to tell a loved one what a brilliant first day you've had.
And that's really good because it's including somebody that you would love to be there, to be part of this scenario.
Yeah.
So where would you be? You have to kind of give yourself some gravity. So would you be sitting on a sofa? Would you be clinking glasses to say congratulations? Would you be eating dinner? There needs to be some kind of interaction with the scene that lets you know this was real to your imaginary senses. There was something of taste or touch or smell or sight or hearing in that scene, but we're preparing at the moment.
And what I've realised about myself is that having been doing this for quite a long time, my thing is relationships. So my thing is an interaction for me personally is with a person. So whatever it is with you, for you, whatever your thing is, use that. So it might be a very physical thing, a kinesthetic thing, that you feel the keys or you feel your phone. But for me, it's definitely the sharing with a loved one.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because sometimes it's hard to imagine a scene, to have some kind of thing that you're going to walk into, like a stage in a theatre.
Yeah.
So if you can't find something to interact with, it's going to be helpful if you do, because in number 5, touch is the most important quality.
Yeah.
So if you can't find something to interact with as you construct this scene, find a feeling that you can really feel and feel touched by.
Yes.
In that scene.
Yeah.
Now, there's 2 aspects that I want to talk about that just came to me this week. We kind of delayed recording this, and I'm glad that we did, because I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning the other day and I had to read Thomas Troward. I was about to go onto YouTube, my hand slipped and it pressed Thomas Troward on my Kindle. And I'm like, straight away, I'm just like, okay, this is definitely going to be telling me something, because I was about to go into a little YouTube vortex. And here I am with Thomas Troward, The Hidden Power. And it's already at chapter 20, which is where I left it, God knows when. And it's talking about these 2 pillars that are outside of Solomon's temple. And the 2 pillars are called Yakin and Boaz. Yakin is yak, as in ox, means one. And hin, that part of it is only, the one and only. That's your imagination. So as you approach number 5 at number 3, you need to have this feeling that this imagination is so integral, this universe is so integral, there's no fight between anything. There's no conflict as you move into this scene. You're not worried about how you got the job.
You just give yourself completely over to it.
Because the scene implies that you are one with your fulfilled desire.
Yeah.
There's no conflict. There's nothing in the way. There's nobody in the way. There's no obstacle. It didn't matter how many qualifications you did or didn't have. It didn't matter how short or tall you were. You got the job.
Completely satisfied.
And then the second pillar is called Boaz. And Boaz is all about the voice and love. So Yakin is all about the one and only power that you have to create a reality, which is imagination. So approach it from the feeling that this will work. And then the other one is this call of love.
Can I pause you there?
Yeah.
Approach it from the perspective that this has worked.
Sure, that it has already worked. You're approaching it not thinking, will imagination be able to do this for me? You're approaching it with the confidence that imagination always works, whether you wish good or bad.
It's working 24/7.
And Boaz is this call of love. This approach of love, because you can approach imagination in anger or in jealousy or in even yearning. But if the yearning is love, we like that, because love is the only thing that endures. We want this desired, this fulfillment to last. If I approach it in anger, this is going to be a temporary solution. What we would want and what you're encouraged to do is to approach with love, to call this idea into existence in love. You're going to bring it from the depths of yourself. When you're standing before that chasm between 3 and 5, you're approaching it with a balance of this power and this love. And if you can approach it in this balance, you're going to create something that's not lopsided. So it's going to be able to stand. It's going to be able to...
It's in harmony.
Endure, yeah. Whereas I know I've approached my desires with this kind of desperation, and of course it's not going to last because it's not love that's motivating me. Yeah. What about yourself?
Yeah, I've definitely had my good dose of desperation, 100%.
Yeah.
But I think what's happening is, what Neville says is test it and see. As I've tested it and tested it and tested it, I feel like I'm literally falling in love with the process, not just the success, the satisfaction that I feel having fulfilled it and it being pervasive in my life. So the job I've got now, it's just got all those beautiful ingredients that I was desperate for at some point. That desperation I had in my old job of trying to bring it in.
Yes, and
killed that old job almost.
That's right. And I remember you've told our listeners that you've had to kind of do things over and over again.
Yes.
Because it's not coming from, it's not that there isn't love there, because there's always love present. But it was almost like
there's a little bit too much salt in my mix.
Or not enough salt, I don't know. But the pillars were a bit out of balance.
Yeah,
so that building was due to fall down at some point.
And for me, it was feeling like I had to fall in love with myself, that version of myself, actually, that could have a job that was so satisfying, so loving, so easeful, so delightful. When I come home from work, I'm like, wow, this is, I have those conversations, and those are the conversations I imagined having, because that's how I do it.
You say about falling in love, and like I said, it's like you're preparing for a first date. Why go on the first date if you're not willing to give your all and all? Because if you're going to go on the first date in a bit of trepidation, a bit worried, a bit concerned, well, that's going to colour the date.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to go with this willingness to experience something wonderful, something lovely. And because if you bring that to it, yeah, okay, it may not be the same on their part, but for you, it will be probably memorable. I would have thought so.
Yeah.
So that's number 3. That's preparing the stage, writing the scene. What would I taste? What would I touch? What would I hear? What would I see?
What would you feel?
Yes. How would I feel? What is the emotion that is key to this scene? And of course, when we talk about number 5 next week, because you're going to actually go into that scene, and as I've said before, number 5 is the big one. So then you're gonna do like they do on movie sets. You're gonna reenact it over and over again until you get it right.
So this is really about taking this idea that you had as we were getting in the elevator, and in the lift, and just giving yourself over for it, really feeling thrilled about it, feeling lovely about it. And if you do have this nagging doubt, just do it again.
Just constructing the scene. Maybe you might have to reconstruct the scene because it's not quite doing it for you in terms of how you would make the scene that implies you already have the job.
Yeah. So
next week we'll definitely talk more about maybe this job and the jobs that we've had personally, how we've put ourselves into that space.
Yeah.
But for now, we want to get back in the lift, don't we?
We do. We're going to do a little practice.
We're going to do a practice of a touch exercise. What have you had any suggestions?
So a friend of mine and I did this wonderful touch exercise. We're going to go into our imagination. So close your eyes. And this is a loved one bringing you a gift. This might be a loved one you know. This might be an unexpected loved one. They're handing you this gift. And you're feeling the weight of the gift. You're feeling the shape of the gift. You're feeling the texture of the gift. You're hearing what kinds of sounds. Does this gift make any sounds as you take it in your hands? You're feeling the feeling of receiving this gift. Stay with that gift. Hold that gift. Feel that gift. Feel really pleased. Enjoy the gift.
Well, I hope in the next couple of weeks you're going to be getting an amazing gift from a loved one that you can share with us. Well, maybe not the gift, but certainly let us know. You can contact us on Twitter
at Conscious Cuppa.
That's CONSCIOUSCUPPA, or you can email us consciouscuppa@gmail.com.
We love you tuning in. We're so excited to hear from you. Get in touch.
Oh, thank you, Rog, for the drawings of the camels.
Oh,
with the three-humped magic camel.
Yeah.
Going on his journey. He can be found on Tumblr. We'll put his links in the description. And as usual, there will be a Neville lecture.
I think we're going to have maybe the one that we both read instead, which wasn't Neville at all. It was...
Not a Neville. Well, we'll definitely put up the link for Thomas Troward.
Yes, that's
the hidden power. And if we can find a relevant Neville lecture, we'll put that up as well. Have all of it. Have also the Bunny Rabbit Solution book, which is on our Padlet page. Links all in the description. But for now, we'd like to thank you for listening, and we look forward to hearing from you, and see you next week.
See you next week.
Hey Brew Crew, thank you so much for waiting right to the very end of the show for your Akan Easter egg.
Is it my turn? I hope so.
I don't know, but you want it to be your turn?
I want it mine.
It's your turn.
I want it. If a bird does not fly, it goes to bed hungry.
Ooh.
Hey la. So true.
That's good, because that's really in keeping with what we've been talking about today. That you need to fly off, you need to travel, you need to
go on this journey.
Go on this journey. Otherwise, you're going to stay hungry. You might even starve for this thing that you really want.
You're not going to be satisfied.
You're not going to be satisfied.
Thank you.
There we go. Okay. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.